like 100% by like the season. Like I probably will get them next show. I just want them to like be full 100%.
All right.
All right, welcome to episode 26 of the Hurricane Mike Show, man. And something I still can't get over, right? The Atlanta Falcons cheated for a quarterback, and they still drafted a quarterback named Penix. Because why, Dad?
Because Atlanta is the land of no good quarterbacks.
Hmm. I'm definitely gonna start calling him Michael Penis because that's what he's gonna start playing like.
Oh,
That's what he's gonna be playing like, man. So yeah. But now let's get into some Saints talk, right? That I got. Look, I have something to say, right? The Saints aren't to be discounted. All right. Like, yeah, are we gonna win the Super Bowl year one or year? I don't know. Are the Saints gonna win the Super Bowl this year? Probably not. But I wouldn't count them out to maybe win a playoff game or two. And morning, Jerry. It says morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Jerry. I wouldn't count them out. Yeah, I'll. Yep. Happy late birthday, Jerry. And speaking of that, it was actually my dad's birthday. Literally a day like I think before yours, Jerry. My dad's birthday was on the Thursday. So yeah, that's man. But yeah, the Saints aren't to be discounted. They just their defense, I feel like, is just too good. Like because like the Saints defense is too good, right? So I think if the offense gets going, the Saints could be dominant. Well, dominant. I don't think they're gonna be dominant, like throwing 50 points a game, winning 50-0 shutouts. When I say dominant, all right. When I say dominant, I mean like dominant in the way that they can go on. If if Dennis Allen gets his head out of his shell, the Saints can do some things. I'm not like that's just my opinion. Dad, do you think the Saints should be discounted? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even discounting the Panthers, believe it or not. Like we remember last year when we thought the Buccaneers were going to be the laughing stock of football. They ended up not only winning the division but also winning a playoff game. So I'm not even discounting the Panthers. I don't care if they went 2-15. This is a new year. This is a new year. Like that's like saying the Jets are going to be garbage because last season they went 7-10. Like okay, but now they got Aaron Rodgers back. They got Hassan Reddick. Like they added Mike Williams. Like you don't know if the Jets are going to be good or bad. So I'm not discounting a single team. Like the worst team in like the five worst teams in football last year could literally be the five best teams in football this year. Like you never know.
could be.
Like the Chiefs, they could fall off and win 3 games. Like you never know.
You
All
know
right.
what the Chiefs' problem is this year?
Mm,
2 words. Joe Burrow. Think about it.
mm,
Last 3 times Joe Burrow was healthy, playing the Chiefs in the playoffs and late in the season. Joe Burrow is their daddy, for real.
yeah. Yeah. I
But
mean,
now he's coming back healthy. Joe Burrow,
yeah. Burrow won the last three out of the. Burrow's won 3 out of the 4 matchups against Mahomes. So
when
yeah,
he's healthy. Yep.
but the weirdest thing that. So last year, right? Because I have a friend who actually had it on the show once. He's a Bengals fan, right? So he was playing. Obviously, the Bengals played the Chiefs last year, and the Chiefs won, right? The Chiefs fans have to be the most over dramatic, overreactors ever. Because they're like, the Chiefs stumped the back. Bro, not only were you playing a backup quarterback, but you won by 8 points. And if it wasn't for Harrison Butker, you would have lost. Come on now. And then you got Chiefs fans saying I should go kill myself. Man, you can go to the you know what. So yeah, yeah.
They're
Just a,
almost worse. They're almost worse than Buffalo Bills fans. Buffalo Bills fans, they take their elbow, this right here, and they jump off of freaking roofs and shit and onto a table. I mean, what kind of celebration is that?
I would rather do that than be a Chiefs fan.
My elbow would hurt.
Yeah, well, things happen, man. But hey, fun fact: I'm actually living with two families now, so I'm gonna try to be consistent with these uploads. But I'm living with two families now, so work with me, okay? Um, so I have a question for you, Dad. Do the Saints have hold on. Do the Saints have massive problem with their tight end depth?
There, we still got the rookie, the little undrafted rookie that you like. What's his name?
Dalen Holker. All right. Um, I'm actually gonna say no because of two words. Dalen Holker. Okay. Man, that is all the depth you need, man. Like that man was Colorado State's best receiving target, in my opinion. Dalen Holker.
The state Buffalo or the Buffalo.
Yeah,
No, that's Colorado Buffalo.
yeah. I think. I mean, I'm not. Hold on, let me look that up. Now I'm actually curious. I I'm pretty sure the Rams. I know Colorado's the
When they
Buffalo.
held.
Colorado State. Oh yeah, they're the Colorado State Rams.
Yeah. Yeah. The Colorado Buffaloes have renamed their team.
Wait,
Did you
what's
hear that? They're now called the Colorado Fighting Deion Sanders.
Okay.
That's what their new name is. Yep.
So first you're relocating the Chargers, now you're changing Colorado's name.
I'm gonna shake it. I'm gonna shake them up, dude. That's what I do.
Okay. All right. Well, now let's talk about the Alvin Kamara contract dispute because I have a couple words on that. So first, all right. So look, I don't think this is a big deal, right? Because we've seen it before where Kamara he held out back in I think like 2020. Oh, he's gonna get traded, and then he ended up I think signing a freshly new deal. Um, and I think if the Saints do pay him, it's not going to be like a long-term deal because we've seen that fail. Like the Rams, they gave Todd Gurley that contract. Now he's not even on in the NFL anymore. So if the Saints do pay him, which I do think they might, or I think they will, I don't think Saints fans got to worry about being capped, like basically having no money anymore. It might be a 2-year, like $20-some million contract. It's not gonna be like no 4-year, $70 million, like whatever contract he got back in 2020. Okay, so Saints fans, you can stop saying that Alvin Kamara is going to punish his team because of all the money he's gonna make. He's gonna make a hefty bag, but he's not going to make like a Christian McCaffrey type of contract. He's not going to be made. Well, that might be the contract that he does get, like maybe a couple $1,000,000 below that. Because I'm not gonna lie, people like comparing Alvin Kamara to McCaffrey. Ain't nobody compared to Christian McCaffrey. Let's shut that down right now. Maybe 2020 Kamara, but that's what I gotta say about the Kamara contract dispute. What do you guys say about it?
I have to say, Saints, do what you have to do to pay the man. I mean, and all you Saints fans talk, oh, he not worth this money and all this stuff. Stop it. I'm not counting that man's money. Stop counting his money. All I want to know is I want 41 behind Derek Carr this season.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, like I said, man, Kamara, look, he's a great running back when healthy. Obviously the last couple years, he's kind of had a down season, but how much can you really blame that on Kamara? Like, look at who was calling plays for him. Like when Sean Payton was calling plays, Kamara looked like one of the best running backs, if not the best running back in the world. But since Pete Carmichael couldn't even plug in his headset, couldn't even drive to the stadium, couldn't even get dressed in the morning, that man had Kamara running the ball up the middle into tackles. Like, that man ain't Jesus. That man can't fight everybody by himself. He ain't the Avengers. Like, man, so yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're not that.
Yeah. So yeah, now I want to. So the Saints made a move for this past weekend. So at exactly 9:28 a.m. on June 20th, 2024, Nick Underhill sent out a tweet saying former Brother Martin, which is actually a school I actually I don't go to Brother Martin, but I was in the building twice. But yeah, former Brother Martin and Tulane standout safety Roderick Teamer is signing with the Saints today, aka like Saturday or whatever, per sources. Now let's look into Roderick Teamer, right? He signed with the Chargers in 2019 as a UDFA. Then he signed with the Colts in January of 2021, but he was waived in May. He didn't even make it to training camp. He later signed with the Raiders. And Teamer, he was a mini camp tryout, pretty sure with the Saints, and he's on the team now. But will he actually make the team? Now that's a whole nother question. So, Dad, how do you feel about the Teamer signing before I start getting deeper into it?
He's just a camp body, I believe. I don't really see him making this team. I mean, last few years he couldn't make these other teams, so he's just a fringe camp body. And how much better has he gotten in the last year? Probably not much.
I think we signed him because he played for the Raiders. That's why I think we signed him, to be honest with you. Let's look at his career stats, like some of the stats, all right? So 2019, he played 7 games for the Chargers, 40 tackles, 2 PBUs, 1 interception, and a 54.0 PFF overall. He missed 2020, but then came back in 2021, played 10 games for the Raiders, where he recorded 18 tackles, 1 PBU, 0 interceptions, and a 50.8 PFF overall. Then 2022, played his first 17-game season with the Raiders. Okay, now let's go to the next page. Okay. All right. Where he recorded 40 tackles, 0 PBUs, 0 interceptions, and a 54.7 PFF overall. And then 2023, this past season, he played in a whopping 6 games for the Raiders with 5 tackles, 0 PBUs, 0 INTs, and a 51.9 PFF overall. Like, let's look at his career snap alignment. He played 398 in the box. He played 133 as a free safety, 243 in the slot, 34 at corner, and 95 on the defensive line. I don't think those are bad numbers. He plays in the box more often, and I feel like, the Saints DBs, they love boxing somebody out. So I think Roger Teamer, I think he might get some playing time this season, depending on Jordan Howden. Can he really step up to the plate? And if he can, I think he will. But I think even if Howden does step up to the plate, I think Teamer might be a rotational player. When Howden, let's say he's played 20 consecutive snaps, Teamer might come in for a couple plays, just to see how he does. But now, speaking of Howden, let's look at the Saints safety depth chart. At strong safety, now you got Jordan Howden, J.T. Gray, and Millard Bradford. Free safety, you got the Honey Badger, Jonathan Abram, former first-round pick, by the way, and Roderick Teamer. So they're back together again. And my opinion on Teamer actually is special teams, no pun intended, special plays. Man, because I feel like special teams is the most underrated part of football. Because if you don't have special teams, you can't win. I'm sorry. Because, you have to be able to hit this field goal. You got to be able to make this block happen. We've seen so many countless plays on special teams ruin a team's game, ruin a game. I remember there was this one game where the Bills played the Titans on a Monday night game, and the Bills were down by 3. They took, I think, either a kick or a punt back for a touchdown, but it got called back because of the league blocking back. if that's a touchdown, they probably win that game. But then they went on to lose by 3. So special teams can win your game, but it can also lose your game. Now we gotta talk about this. Roger Teamer has a ton. He does have a ton of special teams experience, kickoffs, punts, and field goal blocks. So that man can do basically everything on special teams. That man is your Taysom Hill of special teams. But now this is what I really want to talk about. He has too many off the field. In July of 2020, he violated substance abuse policy. Then in the 2020 season, he got suspended 4 games. Then November of 2023, he was arrested for a DUI and speeding. And then November of 2023, he was waived by the Raiders. So after hearing all that, how do you feel about Teamer? Like all that type of stuff.
Like I said, I think he's just a cam body. And you named all the safety depth charts. You know, we have a lot of young safeties on our team already. I don't think he makes the team.
Yep. All right, we got another comment by JLJ504HD. He said, salute that, Mike and crew. Salute that, man. Salute that, man. It's almost football season, man.
JLJ, what's up?
It's about to be July, bro. It felt like last year. I mean, no, it felt like yesterday when I wanted P. Carmichael fired.
We about to get into it, Mikey. You pumped? We about to get into it. Come on.
Yeah, man. But now, however, the Saints, though, I thought when I saw that they signed a safety, I was like, is it going to be Justin Simmons? But it wasn't. I don't think that this might have anything to do with Justin Simmons, but why is Justin Simmons not in the black and gold yet? Can somebody? At first, I was like, okay, maybe. But if you're just going to sign Roger Teamer, you might as well sign Justin Simmons. Like,
what do you know about Isaiah Buggs?
Oh yeah, the guy that got released by the Chiefs earlier this morning. Yeah, didn't he keep dogs in like his apartment or whatever, and then drag a woman by down a flight of stairs or something?
Times this offseason for like you said, some stupid stuff. So yeah, that's breaking news. He got released earlier today. So he's out there. If anybody needs a defensive lineman that drags women downstairs, go ahead and pick him up.
Yeah. Training camp is just a month away. Yeah, man. Ain't the training camp in California now?
It is. They're doing some renovations to the facility here in Metairie, so they'll be back next year.
All right. But yeah, back on the Justin Simmons thing. Look, I feel like he's another quality veteran to mentor Jordan Howden. And both Simmons and Howden are versatile. They can get creative with their usage. And the Saints need a guy to play in the box/slot, and we chose Roger Teamer. But like you said, I think he might just be a cam body. He's either going to be a cam body or a special teams player. I don't see a world where I don't even think he will beat out JT Gray if I'm being honest. So
right. JT's got a spot on the team. I'm sorry. I mean, we need some, that special teams ace. So I think JT's got a spot on this team.
Yeah, all right. Now let's look at the possible, not the confirmed, but the possible DB group. At left cornerback, you got Marshawn Lattimore and then Kool-Aid McKinstry. At strong safety, you got Justin Simmons and Jordan Howden. This is assuming that we do somehow sign Justin Simmons. By the way, the Saints do have $12 million in cap space at the time of the Roger Teamer signing. Just throwing that out there. Right cornerback or free safety, you would get Tyrann Mathieu and then Jonathan Abram, which is a talented free safety core. Like Jonathan Abram made some plays, especially Week 17 Tampa Bay game. That man was the reason that we won that. Well, it wasn't the entire reason, but he played a key part. And then the RCB got Paulson Debo. Then I believe Shamar Jean-Charles. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is. I think he's gonna be cut in probably a week or so. So yeah. At nickelback, you got Alontae Taylor and Will Harris. Obviously, Will Harris, the guy that we just signed like a month ago. To that, I have a question for you. Do you want the New Orleans Saints to sign former Denver Broncos safety Justin Simmons?
Justin Simmons would be a good addition, but I'm already telling you. I mean, we got some dogs in the DB room. I mean, cornerbacks, safeties. I mean, that's going to be the strength of this team this year. We're going to be DBU in the NFL. I mean, we are going to shut teams down in the air. Book it. You heard it here first.
Mm, yeah. I do want the Saints to sign Justin Simmons. 'Cause like you said, man, I feel like some people they try to make it like whenever a team has too many, like I feel like the only reason people didn't like the draft pick of Kool-Aid McKinstry was because we already got Lattimore and Lawrence Taylor. If anything, that should make you love the pick. Because like I this is my biggest pet peeve in football though. When people think having too much depth is a bad thing. I don't see the reason why. Because like let's say Marshawn and Alontae Taylor and Paulson Debo gets hurt. Or how about let's say two of those guys get hurt. You need somebody to step up. So trade Lattimore. I feel like the drafting Kool-Aid has nothing to do with Lattimore. We are not trading Lattimore unless we're getting a good draft capital that we can replace Lattimore, which nobody can replace Lattimore. But yeah, and we saw last season, like Debo, he did his best, but he couldn't replace Lattimore. Like so, the DB room is kind of loaded. No, it ain't kind of loaded. It is fully loaded. It is baked potato loaded. It is baked potato loaded. It's a loaded baked potato. Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. And that okay. Oh yeah, that thing is loaded, man. Whew, man. But now the Saints they signed a tight end and they cut a receiver. To be honest, I do not care. I don't even remember the players off the name because they're irrelevant to me. So we're just gonna skip that. Okay, cool. All right. Now I have a question for you, Dad. Should the Saints sign former Green Bay Packers offensive tackle David Bakhtiari?
DBs are the strength of the team. What's the weakness of the team? The offensive line. So, as many good offensive linemen as you can get, go get them.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. I got somebody at the door.
All right. All right. Well, while he handles that, I'm going to answer the question myself. I wouldn't sign David Bakhtiari immediately. Right. I would see how Talise Fuad. I would see how Trevor Penning does at right tackle. I would see how Fuaga and Penning play. So yeah, I would see how all right. So yeah, I would see how Talise Fuaga and I would see how Trevor Penning play. I would not sign David Bakhtiari immediately, but let's say we're like week 2, week 3, week 4, and Bakhtiari is still available, and Trevor Penning he's still busting, and he's a confirmed scrub, and let's say Talise Fuaga he's not been playing like what Saints fans thought he would be. Then give David Bakhtiari a call, sign him on like that 1 year minimum contract, and we'll be good. All right. But now, Dad, this is a kind of a different question, but same player, I guess. Do you think New Orleans, okay? Do you think New Orleans is the best destination for Packers All Pro? Former Packers All Pro.
But I don't know if he's looking for a bag. Uh, the Saints have 12 million in cap room, so if that's what motivates him to, have a good destination somewhere, there you go. Come get you a bag.
Yeah, I don't think New Orleans is the best. If I'm putting myself in David Bakhtiari's shoes, yeah, I probably would not choose New Orleans as my first option. I'm sorry. Call it what you will. But now I want to talk about some because we're gonna be talking about off-season grades until probably like preseason or whatever. ESPN came out with their grades. Do you want to know who had the worst offseason in ESPN's opinion?
Tell me.
The Saints.
The worst offseason?
Number 32. They
What is the
gave it a.
basis of that?
I'm assuming like who you kept, you got rid of, like the age of your group. I don't know. They gave it a D. Number 32. Now,
Let me tell you something about ESPN. Why they should not be even commenting on sports anymore. The face
mhm.
of their network is
I know
some
what this is gonna be.
dude named Stephen A. Smith, loudmouth of the South. This dude's on TV today talking about hockey. I mean, let me say that again. This dude's on TV talking about hockey. This dude's supposed to be the expert on basketball. He doesn't even know nothing about basketball. I mean, he was calling the wrong team, the players last year. He was like, so and so on the Knicks is gonna ball tonight. He was, and he was injured. He'd been injured for 3 weeks. wasn't even
He was
playing.
actually traded
He was traded. He wasn't even on the team anymore. So this dude's now
a
talking
month
about
ago.
hockey.
Yeah.
Huh? Which one?
He was traded a month before that statement.
A month before that statement. Now he's talking about hockey. He don't know nothing about no hockey. And so this is what ESPN has boiled down to. ESPN is unwatchable right now. Now they're giving out these award, these off season grades, and has the Saints number 32. I wouldn't even worry about that.
Yeah, Jerry said ESPN is FOS. I know what you're trying to say, but I'm trying to keep this friendly. Um, all Stephen A. Smith is good at is screaming, and I don't even think he's good at that for real. like anybody can just be like, but no.
He was screaming this morning, I guess because he didn't know anything about hockey. So that's all he can do. And because he can't, break down the hockey games because he knows nothing about hockey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. But yeah, let's get back to this ESPN article. Because we gotta find some narratives to talk about. So when the Saints are good so it's become good, we can point at you and say, "Ha!" Okay, all right. They had the Saints' biggest move as drafting Talise Fuaga. I mean, I don't know if that's supposed to be an offensive line joke because offensive linemen are usually the biggest player on the team. But okay, he liked whoever this was liked the signing of Chase Young. He disliked failing to trade veterans, which I'm about to I'm about to talk about that in a second. And then whoever this said we're addicted to mediocrity. Okay, let's get started. Biggest move drafting Felice Fuaga. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't call that the biggest move. I feel like that's the biggest move for the offensive line, but as a team, okay, I can see where you're going with that. No more Trevor Payne at left. We now got Fuaga. Okay. You like the signing of Chase Young. I do too. But here's where he pissed me the frick off, okay? You disliked failing to trade veterans. Who are we going to trade? Demario Davis? Mr. Black and Gold? Who are we going to trade? Cameron Jordan? Who are we going to trade? Marshall? And don't even give me, well, Marshall Lattimore's been hurt. Okay, that's like saying, okay, if Patrick Mahomes is to get hurt and miss 10 games, are you still trading him if you're the Chiefs?
No.
Knowing who you have. So, okay, so don't give me that. He's been hurt. Everybody's been hurt. Name me one player that's played every single game except for Cameron Jordan for those years that he was. Name a single player who wouldn't get hurt, especially in 2024. Come on now.
Demario Davis.
Exactly. Like look, the Saints have the two Iron Mans, the Iron Men of the NFL. So why would we give that up? Okay, just to get P. Werner. Look, I like P. Werner, but he ain't no Demario Davis. But look, yeah, he ain't no Demario Davis. Who are you gonna trade for that would impact the team like Demario has, like Cam has? Come on now.
Trades in the NFL that helps you out immediately or helps both teams out immediately that don't happen anymore. I mean, if you trade someone, you're probably getting, a low round draft pick for him. You're not getting, a starting left tackle. Not
Mm-hmm.
right now. Not today. So let's stop worrying about trades and worry about this team just stepping up and playing to their potential.
Yep. And for the year that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, guess who got hurt during that season?
To that.
Patrick Mahomes. And he still won a Super Bowl. You don't trade players just because they're hurt. And I know he did not specifically say that failed to trade hurt veterans, but look, I know that's where he was going because some veterans some veterans get addicted by, or get abducted by. Sometimes they abduct time. That is literally the Saints defense. So I don't want to hear, but Marshawn's been hurt. Okay, Mahomes been hurt. Lamar Jackson got hurt. You don't see people saying that y'all should trade them. And I know quarterback is different from corner, but come on now. Y'all should be better than this. You're literally reporting on a football team and you don't even watch it, man. Literally last year, on Undisputed, Kevin Johnson, whatever his name was, he said that the Saints would win the Super or would make the Super Bowl of the NFC. Obviously, we know that didn't happen. But then you got Skip Bayless saying, "Did they even play football in New Orleans?" Like, no, duh. Like, I swear, man. Some people, man. And y'all wonder why they call me the Hurricane. Shut up. Okay. And now addicted to mediocrity. Now, okay. I understand the Saints last few years haven't been pretty. But we made the playoffs like 4 years ago, and I know that was a different time. But addicted to mediocrity, look, 9-8, 7-10, 9-8. I know those are not great numbers, right? But literally all three of those seasons, we had a chance. Well, other than that, even in 2021, we had a chance to win the division. So I mean, yeah, we might be like, and I put this on my life. If it wasn't for Devin White, the Saints would not be in this position. I think he ruined our team. And I don't care if he played for LSU. Honestly, I hope LSU burns his jersey. Because, look, if he never went for the horse collar tackle because he was greedy, that Jameis Winston was a better overall player than Devin White will ever be. If he never did that tackle on Jameis, the Saints are not in this position. Okay? Let's be honest.
You think the Saints go to the playoffs and maybe Sean Payton stick around for a while and
yeah, because I feel like if the Saints would have, because the Saints they were making the playoffs that year, you could not convince me otherwise. Even when we had Kevin White running routes, we were still dominant. Okay, we were like 6-2. Okay, with Jameis Winston, and we won 3 games the rest of the season because look at these quarterbacks: Trevor Siemian, Taysom Hill, and then Taysom got hurt. So then he was playing 50-50, and then Ian Book. Okay. Those 3 quarterback, well, those 2 of the, I don't count Taysom as a quarterback, but Trevor Siemian and Ian Book, come on now. If it wasn't for Devin White, the Saints would not be in this position. Sean Payton may still be the Saints head coach today if it wasn't for
Devin freaking White.
All right. I'll put that, man, I'll take that to the grave with me at this point, man. Devin White is the reason the Saints are in this position. Because Jameis Winston, he might stick around because Jameis Winston was a Sean Payton guy. So if Sean Payton sticks around, you got to think that Jameis Winston would stick around. And then we draft some key players because there's some good draft classes that, and let's say the Saints let's say they can't get Chris Olave because they obviously made the playoffs, so they wouldn't have a high enough draft pick, okay? Well, there's maybe a guy like Jameson Williams who would fall. There may be guys that, like, for example, Christian Watson, you could have snagged him. Like, the Saints would be in a better predicament than they are right now. Maybe Michael Thomas doesn't throw that tantrum, and maybe he's still a decent receiver. The Saints, mark my words, and I'll put this on my life, the Saints will not be in this predicament. That's your 20-minute rant that you're getting out of me. Okay, now let's get back to this stupid article. Seth Walder, apparently, is the guy that works at ESPN. He said their salary cap situation is bad. According to roster management, the Saints have $15 million in cap space. Okay, the 12 or 15, I don't even know anymore. Despite Derek Carr, Marshawn Lattimore, Taysom Hill, Ryan Ramczyk, Demario Davis, Eric McCoy, Tyrann Mathieu, and Carl Granderson all having a base salary under $1.5 million to keep their 2020 cap hits low, which is exactly why the team is $77.6 million over the salary cap in 2025 currently. Over $50 million more than any other team. A team could maybe justify the process if it was in a championship window, but that is not the Saints. Okay, how stupid is this guy? So, first of all, you say the Saints are $77.6 million over the cap next year. That is a lie. Here's why that's a lie. Y'all were saying the same thing last year. We got Derek Carr on a $150 million contract. Y'all were saying the same thing the year before. We got Jarvis Landry, Tyrann Mathieu. We were signing all these veterans to not like massive contracts, but we were signing them to pretty good money. You were saying the same thing even when we had Drew Brees, and yet the same thing kept happening. The Saints would clear cap. I'm telling you, this thing is like mad. We can just turn off the salary cap right now, man. Like the salary cap, I'm honestly kind of convinced it's not even real at this point because I don't even know how cap space works anymore. And let's look at the salary cap situation since 2020 for the entire NFL. Because obviously salary caps, they raise now. They raise for almost every single team. So in 2020, the Saints had a 198, or the NFL had $198.2 million, which was a 5.3% increase in the year before. 2021, $182.5 million, which is a 7.9% decrease, but then it just goes up from there. 2022, $208.2 million, a 14% increase. 2023, $224.8 million, 7.9% increase. And then this past year in 2024, $255.4 million, 13.6% increase.
Somebody's making some money, boy.
Yeah, man. And now, since people want to say trade this, trade that, let's look at cap hits if traded. Derek Carr, negative $38.9 million. Marshawn Lattimore, $16.7 million. Cameron Jordan, $21.3 million. Taysom Hill, $16.5 million. Ryan Ramczyk, $22.5 million. Demario Davis, $11.7 million. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, Eric McCoy, $15.3 million. Tyrann Mathieu, $9.8 million. Carl Granderson, $12.6 million. So in total savings, the Saints would have negative $165.3 million to trade if we trade those players. But the funny thing is, Seth Walder wasn't even done. He still had more to say. He said the team ought to be shedding as much salary as it can and converting the low salary players into draft capital via trades to jumpstart a full rebuild. Instead, the Saints are running it back with a 9-8 team led by Carr. The team's big move in free agency was signing Young to a 1-year, fully guaranteed $30 million deal, which is false, by the way. A move I like. Young had an above-average 19% pass rush win rate at edge rush in 2023 and could be a productive player for New Orleans. Yeah, this guy's a complete casual. Bruh. So first he goes on to say that we should start trading players. The Saints cannot win with these reporters or whatever he is. The Saints can't win. Because first, it's like, why are y'all not signing anybody, man? You gotta try to sign them. But now it's, why are you just sitting in free agency, not doing anything? Are your big move, Chase Young? Make up your minds. And then you went on to say Chase Young would receive a 1-year, $13 million deal guaranteed. First of all, that's actually false. He only gets the $13 million if he plays football. Come on now. Come on. I wasn't even expect. Okay. All right. We're gonna have to enter the stream again. I'm gonna still go on. I'm still gonna continue this stream. I don't care. He's probably gonna join eventually. But I was not expecting to go on a rant today. But I guess this is what we're doing today, man. So first of all, you say $13 million guaranteed. You see this? Look what you're talking about. $13 million guaranteed. Do you read the reports? Do you? Or do you just sit back and just get lies told about our team, man? Don't play with the black and gold, man. I know you can't see it, but I got Saints poster right there, a Marshall Lattimore picture right there, freaking Saints stuff right there. I got a Saints sign right there. Don't play with my team, man. If you're gonna talk about my team, talk about them correctly. Come on, man. This is the Saints you're talking about. Come on, man. We've been playing football since 1967 for the Saints. Come on, man. Don't do my team like that. Don't do my team like that. No. Seth Walder. That sounds like the name of a cartoon goose. All right, Dad just said his died. So yeah. So we're probably gonna end the stream here, folks. I know Dad's not on anymore, so I'm just gonna say this to this cartoon goose. You can suck him. All right. Yeah. Shout out to Jerry and JLJ504HD for hopping in the stream today. And you can always find my dad, who I gotta speak for him now since he's not on the show because his phone died. You can always find my dad at Warren Newby, and you can always find him on Facebook at Warren Newby, and you can always find me here at Hurricane Mike. Warren Saints, do not take the disrespect. Cartoon Goose is commentating on your post. Gave you a D overall. Show the paper. Freak out of here, man. Come on, man. I was about to say the Falcons term. Thank God I caught myself. I was about to say RU, but thankfully I caught myself in a split second. But come on, man. It's time to go up with this, man. Go up with the fire. The Saints are going to win, man. All we do is win here. Okay, man? We do not accept mediocrity. Shout out to everybody who joined the stream. And don't have a low IQ like ESPN, man. This is probably the best show that I've made so far since starting this back late December of last year for at least rant purposes, man. Come on, man. I don't play by my team, man. Peace out. Who that? And remember, don't be a Falcons fan. Let's go.